Hi, Alana, and welcome. I'm back today with another episode of I'm Not Buying It. I need a cool, special effect to go there, but maybe next time. When I committed to doing this series of talking about new releases, mostly eyeshadows, but other things, and all the things that I'm not going to buy, I wasn't expecting it to be like a weekly thing. A weekly filming thing. I knew that a lot of makeup gets released, but I didn't know. I didn't really know. So I'm back again with another episode. If you like these types of videos, makeup hauls, swatches, reviews, and tutorials, then please consider subscribing because I'm here every week with one of those variations of things here, okay? So I'm going to list down below the sites on Instagram that I troll, looking at what's coming up, what's new, what's being released, what's been released. Usually eyeshadow stuff is what I'm looking for, but so I'll leave those accounts down below in case you're interested in following them also. So let's get started. Why don't we just start off with Urban Decay, okay, because I know you've seen it. I know you're talking about it. The streets is hot. And they're talking about this new palette from Urban Decay. It is the Wild Greens. And I think it's, is it a collection? Oh, it came out today. So I'm filming this January 27th. So by the time you see this video, it will have already been released. And some thoughts. So I'm really disappointed in the packaging. Urban Decay, they might not get the eyeshadow formula right, they might not get the color story right, but they always get the packaging right. And this time they didn't. It's called Wild Greens, and for some reason there's a big old eye on it and some little eyes, and there's snakes. Like, why are there snakes? I hate snakes. And I just don't like it. It opens in the way that the Prince palette opened, which is fine. I mean, it's different. But okay, so I hate the packaging. Now, the palette itself, I think the eyeshadows and the color story looks better outside of the palette than inside the palette. Because those shadows at the bottom outside of the palette, I mean, those look nice. I like the greens, and I like that pop of orange they have in there. And I just think, though, if you're going to call it Wild Greens, I think there should be more greens in the palette. I don't think it has to necessarily be a monochromatic green palette, but I think there should be more greens. I think there should be at least half the palette should be greens, because Urban Decay is gonna throw their neutrals in there, like a half neutrals in there. But yeah, they could have had a couple of more greens, and a really deep dark green matte is necessary, if you ask me. So yeah, I don't hate it. I don't think it's terrible, but yeah, I'm not buying it. And then Nomad Cosmetics, they released a new palette, and it is the Lodge eyeshadow palette. I've seen it all over YouTube and Instagram already, and it's nice. A lot of blues, a couple of greens, and then a few neutrals, and it's pretty. And they always seem like they get the theme, they commit to a theme and they go all the way with it. And the packaging is pretty, the color story is cohesive, but yeah, it doesn't call to me. It doesn't call to me at all. And I'm sure I have all of these shades in my collection already, so I'm not buying it. And then we have from Colored Rain. I think I've talked about them in every video so far, because you know, I recently talked about them, and one of their issues I thought was that they didn't release enough new makeup. And now in the month of January, I think they have released more than they have this month than they have in the last couple years combined. So they've come out with some more 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. There's 4 of them. And when I initially saw it, I was like, oh God, because, you know, I just went on a whole rant about, oh, 6-pan monochromatic palettes. I'm tired of them. They've been done to death, blah, blah, blah. And then I saw the swatches, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. That's kind of cute. Like this Wealthy palette, the Wealthy Chic palette, the green one. That's kind of nice. That's cute. That's cute. And then there's the Pretty Chic palette, which has the pinks and the purples. Then there's the Sunset Chic palette. So I guess this is the Chic collection. There's the Sunset palette. That's got the oranges and the yellows. Really pretty. Those 2 shimmers are pretty, especially that orange one. That looks a little duochrome-ish. That's pretty. But I know I have that in my collection already. And then the Neutral palette. Now, just looking at the palette itself, big old yawn in my opinion. But then when the swatch did it, I'm like, okay, the swatches are cute. Excuse my voice. I know it's particularly annoying today, but it's been a long day. The swatch is really, really cute. I like that this is a cool tone neutral palette. But yeah, so these are cute. Okay, Color Rain, I see you doing big things in the new year. But no, I'm not buying this. I'm just no. No. Okay. And then what do we have next? Playing in Makeup by Yolando. She's got a new palette coming out on Valentine's Day. And does it have a name? Yes, the Love Epidemics eyeshadow palette. And hopefully I can get a better, because the picture I'm looking at, maybe I can find a better picture of it. And it's just, you know, it's your typical Valentine's Day color story. A lot of pinks, a lot of purples, and just nothing that calls to me. Yeah, I feel like after getting the Norvina 5 palette, that was a lot of purple for me. So I'm good. I'm good on that. So yeah, I'm not buying it. And then from Profusion. Profusion's got some new stuff coming out. That's Thelma, if you heard that. It's the Desert Sage collection. And the brushes are cute. The brush case is cute. But I'm here to talk about the eyeshadow palette, right? And that eyeshadow palette that's going to drive a lot of people nuts, because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that they don't like a lot of space, they don't like odd shapes, they don't like weird arrangements. So this is going to drive a lot of people out of their minds. I mean, it's cute, but I think even for me, this arrangement is just, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. I mean, it's got some cute colors in it, but yeah, that's a pass. I'm not buying it. And then coming from Kara Beauty. Now, Kara Beauty, I tried them for the first time last year. My girl Mo sent me some palettes that are often found in Marshalls and TJ Maxx. And the one palette I used, I really enjoyed the formula. I really enjoyed working with it. So they have a new palette coming out. Is this the Aquarius palette? Yes, the Aquarius eyeshadow palette. And I actually think the color story is cute. No, stop. I think the color story is cute. Definitely more spring. It's got a couple of cute shimmers in there. Bright, light, playful. Yeah, but no, I'm not buying it. And if you're planning on buying it, I say if you can wait for a little bit, it'll probably end up at TJ Maxx and you can get it at a good deal. So new. And then we have from Sydney Grace. So I think it was the last video I did. I showed a picture of this palette. And now they have released the palette. And it is different than the photo. In the photo, or the sticker that it was, that I showed you last time, a lot of these darker shades were really, really dark. And now that we can see them, there's a light edition and there's a dark edition, which I really like. Sydney Grace does palettes. They'll do one color scheme. They'll do one color story, but they'll make a few shades darker to accommodate deeper skin tones, which I really, really, really like. So they've continued to do that, which I think is great. And yeah, this color story, what is this palette called? Be Mine eyeshadow palette. So it's for now. It's already out, and it's retails for $52. And yeah, this color story I liked the one in the photo a lot better. I thought the really deep shades they had in that photo or that sticker was a lot more interesting to me than these are. So this color story doesn't interest me at all. Not at all. So I'm not buying it. And then Tammy Tenuka has some eyeshadows coming out, sigil inspired. So Tammy Tenuka is an indie brand. Is she in Poland or Russia? I forget. I think it might be Russia. But I've been hearing about her eyeshadows for years. I've been interested. More recently, I've been interested in trying some. And she's got this palette coming out, a Royal Peacock with Degree, a Royal Peacock with Degree eyeshadow palette. It's 6 shades. And she does a larger size palette for $32.76. And then she does a mini palette for $18.35. And the mini palette is super small. It's really, really mini. But if you're someone with a lot of eyeshadow like I do, like me, then you're not going to go through all those pans anyway. So the mini one is more cost effective, and you probably won't use it all up. If you don't mind a teeny tiny size. So there's that palette, which those blue metallics are really, really nice. It looks like there's a duochrome in there too, and that plummy shade, purple plummy shade, really pretty. But that color story is just doesn't interest me. So if I'm gonna try one of her palettes, it wouldn't be that one. But she is coming out with some other shadows as well. And they are this is a bundle, the Striped Land eyeshadow set. Now this interests me. It's 5 shadows, and I think they're pressed. I see someone had asked a question about whether they were pressed or if they were loose. And you can't really tell by the photo. I assumed they were pressed, but you can't tell by the photo. If they are pressed shadows, I would definitely, if I do try any shadows from her this year, I would definitely be interested in these, because I can see 2 of them look like they are, well, one looks like a multi-chrome. One looks like it could be a multi-chrome or a duochrome, maybe a duochrome. Really, really pretty. Those shimmers look absolutely gorgeous. So these I would definitely be interested in. And she's got a few more things on her website I'd be interested in also. I think everything right now is out of stock when I last looked. But yeah, that might be a brand I might be trying out this year. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But as of right now, I'm not buying it. And from ColourPop, because ColourPop always releases something, I'm sure I'll mention them in every one of these videos. They have for Valentine's Day. Oh, that's already out. Okay, it's for Valentine's Day, but it's already out. And it's the Secret Admirer eyeshadow palette. Of course, there's a whole collection with blushes and everything. But in terms of the blushes are cute. I really do like the packaging of the blushes. But in terms of the eyeshadow palette, not interesting at all. I feel like at this point you could just take a couple of 9-pan eyeshadow palettes from ColourPop and you would probably be able to exactly dupe this palette right here. You got some pinks and some neutrals and nothing interesting in my opinion, so I'm not buying it. And then from Sugar Drizzle Polish, that's an indie brand on Etsy, and they have a palette, the Butterfly palette, and it's out now. 9 shades, $31.95, and beautiful. It looks like it has a couple of duochromes in it, and it's really stunning. Really, really pretty. You got a few mattes in there, but those shimmers look really beautiful. So that one, I must admit, interests me, but I don't know. Right now, I would have to do more research because I feel like, you know, these indie brands all kind of redo the same multi-chromes. And so I probably, between my Adept Cosmetics palettes and my Danessa Myricks palettes and then my singles from Davina and Terra Moons, I probably have these multi-chromes and these duochromes already in my collection. So for right now, I'm not buying it. And speaking of Adept Cosmetics, they have a new palette coming out, and it's the Plain Jane Remastered palette. That might be out by the time you see this video. It comes out on the 29th of January, and it's beautiful. The packaging is gorgeous. Gorgeous. And I like the color story. You have a lot of light, like springtime, summertime shades in here, but 7 of these shadows are the same as in the original Plain Jane palette, which I do have. So just for that reason alone, I wouldn't buy this palette. It's $58. Now, if you don't already own the Plain Jane palette, you might like this. This is gorgeous. Adept makes really pretty shadows. They have a really nice formula too. So yeah, I think it's absolutely gorgeous, but I'm not buying it. And then let's end this with BH Cosmetics. They actually, we all know now that they have filed for bankruptcy, which really, really saddens me. Because I really like BH Cosmetics, and I really hope, just because they file bankruptcy doesn't mean that doesn't automatically mean they're going to close up shop. So I hope they can turn it around, and I hope they can stay in business, because I like BH Cosmetics still. And so they do have, I was going to talk about these palettes in the last video, but it looked like it was going to be released in Germany. Wasn't sure it was going to be released here. But it has been released, and it is available on Beauty Bay. And they have 2 new Zodiac palettes. There's 3 palettes, looks like. 2 of them, the large palettes, the large rectangular palettes, are Zodiac palettes, $26 each. That cool toned one is interesting. And then there's the warmer tone one that has a couple of purples and pinks in it. But the cool tone one catches my eye. And then they have some brushes, and the brushes look really pretty. In the photo, they look soft. They look soft. And then they have that other palette, which is more colorful. Actually, half of that palette with those greens, that green side, is really pretty too. But I don't know, should I buy one to help support them and help keep them in business? Should we be purchasing from BH Cosmetics to keep them in business? Let me know in the comments. But I'm not buying it. As tempting as it is, I'm not buying it. I do, though, want to wrap up this video by showing you what I have purchased. Because since we are talking about BH Cosmetics, I thought I would just share these with you. I was told by my lovely fam here that the Sweet Shop palettes have made their way to TJ Maxx and Marshalls, and I thought, oh, it would be nice. Ooh, ow! It would be nice if I could find the Orange Sorbet palette, because it was one that I was interested in, never picked up. I just never feel like I have enough orange eyeshadows in my collection. So I went to my TJ Maxx thinking there's no way in hell they're going to have even one of them, because my TJ Maxx is trash, and even if they do, it's going to be all picked over. I went there on a Monday, and maybe they had just gotten the stock in because everything was pristine and they had the whole collection. So I already have the bubblegum palette, which is the blue palette, and I already have the pistachio palette, which is the green palette. So I did find the Orange Sorbet palette. So happy. And one of the reasons why I didn't buy this palette is because it doesn't have a deepening shade in it. So for me, this will be a companion palette. I would never do a complete look with it, but yeah, these oranges are just really pretty. And the formula of the palettes I already own is another thing that made me go ahead and purchase this, because the formula is really pretty. The shimmer formula is gorgeous. So I found the Orange Sorbet palette, and then I also did see the Cotton Candy palette, so I was interested in this one too. So pretty. So I got that one too. And then I also had my eye on the neutral palette, the Sugar Cone palette, so bought that one also. And yeah, again, the reason why I didn't buy any of these other palettes is because of their, there's really no deepening shade in there for me. But this neutral one is so pretty. They're all so pretty. I did not buy the cherry on top because, I don't know, red eyeshadow just doesn't look good on me. So I did pass on that one. But yeah, so I thought I would just let you know while I'm telling you about all the things I'm not buying, that I will go ahead and just give you a sneak peek into what I have already purchased. Let me know in the comments below, did any of the releases I talked about today, do they tickle your fancy? Will you be picking up any of them, or are you going to be like me and you ain't buying it either? If you liked this video, please give it a like. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye-bye.